And we are back on Open Line. Chuck Long here with Kevin Kennedy from the Kennedy Law Firm. If you have just turned on to us, we are glad that you did and you've come to the right place. A lot of people have legal questions and they never know, or often don't know where to turn, but a lot of people calling in tonight, they do every time that you're here, Kevin. And you know, I do want to brag on you. You're one of the most popular people that we have here, and it's because of the advice you give, and you've got the experience, you know what you're talking about. And we were also talking during the break, you have so many people that work with you that have such expertise in so many different fields, and that's a big bonus.
Well, you know, people ask me all the time, they say, why do you have so many people? Kevin, couldn't you do your work with a lot less people? And what I've learned, it takes an army of people in the clinch moments. I don't need that army all the time, but you got to feed that army all the time, so when the clinch moments come, you can deliver. Exactly. So I still believe in that philosophy. It gets down to, are we stronger, the two of us, the TEAM, together each achieve more? You get two men that'll stand with you, we can take on an army. And many times they just look at it and they say, you know, let's find a way out. We don't want to advance against them.
That's right. There's no I in team.
Tell it again.
I finally had a saying for you. Kevin, I learned so much from your saying. So, okay, we're going back to the lines, and we do appreciate your patience. Jeff is on the line with us. Jeff, we're glad that you called in this evening. And do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
I got a question. Hey, Kevin, how you doing this evening?
Great,
Kevin?
Jeff. Good to talk to you.
Brother. It's good talking to you. I'm Jeffrey Ambrose. I got a question. I filed Chapter 7 with your office about 7-8 years ago, and I was wondering about, can I file Chapter 13, me and my wife now?
Yeah, good question, and thank you for coming to the Kennedy Law Firm. You know, every time you try to help, we try to help the community. So even when you say, well, I didn't do the Christmas parade and I didn't pay for the candy, in a lot of ways, you paid for that candy for the Christmas parade for a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't have had it. So thank you for helping us. Now, I want to turn around and help you. Yes, you can file Chapter 13 anytime. So if you've had a Chapter 7, things didn't work out, a job fell through, people misrepresented to you, this is how much money you're going to make if you'll come with us. We see it all the time. Well, we thought sales would be up, they didn't. And then you have a car wreck, and what insurance you thought was going to cover, they did not cover. And listen to this, I've had 2 insurance companies in my career file bankruptcy. We were covered. Well, what do you do when they file bankruptcy? You get nothing. So again, yes, you can come see us and you can turn right around and we can file a Chapter 13 and get you out of a tight jam. Okay, so we hope that helps, Jeff. We are glad that you called in this evening. Back to the phone lines. Again, if you are just now tuning in, again, you can see that number on the bottom of your screen. That's 615-737-7587. And here we go with Jacqueline. Jacqueline, we're glad that you're with us this evening. Do you have a question or a comment for Kevin? You with us, Jacqueline?
A question.
Okay,
all right,
go ahead.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go right ahead.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, my question is that in Tennessee, is it actually legal to have video surveillance systems in a nursing home? I'm actually a power of attorney. Sometimes I'm not able to always be there, and so they get to missing me. And I wanted to just be able to, I can see them, we can hear each other over this particular system. Yeah. But when I placed it one day, the center themselves ripped it off the wall. So, but I thought I read somewhere that it was legal to have that in place.
Well, here's kind of where you're at. You know, we have a right of privacy, but when you're going to a facility, that facility can probably rule. If you looked at the contract that when they signed in, there's going to be some small print that would say you have the right to do that or you don't have the right to do that. So I would look at the facilities, policies, and procedures handbook, and then, but for all those that find yourself in similar circumstances, you could always add that clause that would allow you to do that. You know, it's getting such, they say parts of Britain you can't go 40 feet without being videoed anytime. Wow, and you know what everybody's talking about now, we're seeing a lot. People say their next door neighbors put these video cameras on their house. Well, hello, come in. You go out to the backyard, your neighbors are watching you 24/7. They know when you're home, they know when you're not, they know when you walk the dog. Well, that makes me feel uncomfortable, is what many people say. So we would evaluate that. There comes a point, someone could be charged with harassment or stalking or you just don't know. And if that was affecting you, then you should talk to us privately.
Okay, well, that's good to know, too. So we do appreciate that question, Jacqueline. We are going back to the lines right now. So Georgia is on the line with us right now. So, Georgia, good evening. And do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
Yes, I want to know if it's against the law or if you can write a judge because he made a biased judgment based upon the other person's lies.
Okay. First off, as a general rule, a judge can only listen to what was presented in the case at that time. That's why you have opening statements, closing arguments. When the proof is closed, that's the end of it. So most judges, if they get a letter anonymous or from someone, they really don't read those. They'll put them in the file sealed, and they'll even announce in court, I have received a letter on the record. We have not opened it up, to try to avoid anyone trying to put pressure or prejudice to them. And you know, judges, if there was a lie that went on in that court and you can prove it, you can file a motion within the 30 days of that and reopen it. Some of the rules will allow you to bring new evidence in within a year and say, you know, Judge, they lied, here's the proof they lied, and your judgment was based on the representation that was a falsehood. It's perjury. And we've got them, and we'll go to the grand jury, and we'll have them indicted for aggravated perjury, felony in the state of Tennessee, penitentiary time.
Okay, so again, great information. We appreciate that call, Georgia. And that's the kind of information when people are just out there watching.
Yes.
That helps a lot of people. It really does. Yeah.
And really, the public policies, when we go to court, we want everybody, when they raise their hand, to tell the truth. That's how our system works. And if people lie after lie after lie, well, good gracious, the whole system would fall apart.
There you go. All right, we are going back to the lines right now. So Jay is on the line with us. Jay, we're glad that you have called in this evening. And do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we're with you, Jay. Go ahead.
Okay. I recently was hit by a gentleman who claimed to have no insurance, no job, and no assets.
Okay.
I've identified him pretty closely, and I suffered damage in excess of $500 in this wreck. And my insurance company paid the rest of to be paid. Is there any likelihood I could recover money from this gentleman, like seizing his car or something of that sort, from your point of view?
Usually when you have an insurance policy, if they pay out, they have what's known as a subrogation right. You should talk to your insurance company about that, because they paid you. Now they're going to hire their lawyers to sue him and go out and collect that money. And if they collect that money, they're supposed to give you your $500 back in your deductible. So I would seek my insurance and talk. And the same thing we've had earlier, everybody look at your policy. Call your insurance agent. Hey, do I have uninsured motorists? If I don't, I want it. How much? Do I have underinsured motorists? If I don't, I want it. How much? And what are my limits? You know, hello, come in. If you've only got $25,000 liability and you hit a Mercedes-Benz or a Rolls-Royce or a Ferrari, it's not enough. Then their insurance company will pay the $25,000, and they say you're on your own, and here comes the lawsuits.
Okay, again, excellent information to find out about. How many times have we heard people, they are hit by someone and that someone has
no insurance?
Yeah, so, all right, so great information right there. On to the lines right now. So Jewel is on the line with us. Jewel, we're glad that you were here this evening. Do you have a question or a comment for Kevin? You with us, Jewel?
Oh, good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
I watch Mr. Kennedy on Nick Barris sometimes.
Yes.
It's always interesting.
Thank you.
I have a question. A long time ago, I lived on Lower Broad. I played all those honky-tonks up and down through there. And when Jack Cawthon opened up Jack's Barbecue, we made an agreement that I would write him a commercial, and he would pay me X amount of dollars, and we shook hands on it.
Yes.
He accepted it, but he never did follow through. He never did pay me, as it were. Of course, he's never played it. I told him if he ever did play it, I would sue him for sure.
Yep.
But is there a statute of limitation? Is there anything that I can do about it? He did accept this song, though he didn't play it.
Okay, I got the answer for you.
He just flat out lied to me.
Hello, come in.
Have a beautiful evening, and thanks again.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks you for, yes, you know, in the state of Tennessee, we have what is known as a contract. That was a contract between them. It was a verbal contract. They call the statute of frauds, meaning any contract over $500 must be in writing. Now, there's your general rule. But many times, the Kevin Kennedy creativity, and they said, well, Kev, we didn't have a written contract. I said, well, did you have anything written? He said, well, we did have a check written. I said, well, hello, come in, bring me the check. I have a few other tricks up my sleeve. If you ever thought you could sue them, they're going to plead statute of frauds, no writing, show me the writing. You can put that guy under deposition, and then they're going to have to swear either it's true or it's not true. Did y'all have a verbal agreement? Yes. Well, then there's some proof there. Will it get around it? So much of the time, if you advance with an aggressive lawyer, those two lawyers are going to agree and they're going to settle it. What else do we take away from his question? If you have one, get an agreement. Talk to a lawyer. It'll pay off. You remember the lawyer that worked for me worked for one of the largest wealth management law firms. And I said, what'd you learn from being the richest people, the smartest people always got the best lawyers? And I believe that because it will pay off. Just a little bit of help will pay off. And you know, I want to address this too. We have people all the time loaning money. You should see a lawyer. Let them do the promissory note. If you follow them, the odds are you're going to collect your money. If you don't follow them, the odds are you're going to be disappointed.
Okay, and that's a question that he had that I'm sure a lot of people in this town have, with as many agreements as we have between singers, songwriters every day. So
every day.
I'm glad that you asked that. We do need to take a short break. We've got a lot of you on the line with us still, so hang on there. Please be patient. We'll get to those calls right after this break. You're watching Open Line.